What is going on, you stark raving lunatics? Guys, yesterday, the day before, for the last bunch of days, I've been telling you that something is going on in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem and that there's going to be an eruption and an explosion. And sometimes we look at it and I look at a chart and I look at things and I say, you know, maybe that's not true. Maybe it's not. I look at the data to try to find out if on the data does it look like that's going to happen, and sometimes it just really looks like it. However, what we're looking for is momentum, an indicator that says, hey, we are about to go up. Now, none of those, by the way, work just like that, unless there's a very big surprise. We're not talking about surprises today, but we are talking about changes in the paradigm of the way Terra Luna Classic is worked, operated. Guys, you've been undelegating from bad actors and redelegating to what I think are good actors, and that it cannot be discounted. But we have to have some reasons. We have to have some votes. We have to have some changes in the way that we do business here in order to see these things through. So make sure you hit the like button on the way in. I'm going to take you through this ecosystem because, guys, you should be super excited, or at least I feel like you should be super excited about where we are headed. And let me lead off with the most important one. Just a few hours ago, what happens when two powerhouses unite for the future of Terra Classic? Juris Protocol and Garuda DEX are partnering up. Now, this is not a merger. Remember, I told you mergers and acquisitions are going to be coming at some point. This is not a merger because Garuda does something entirely different than Juris. Juris is your lending arm. Garuda is going to be a nice DEX with liquidity provisions. You know what? Let me hold on for just a second and I'll show you what this DeFi ecosystem looks like. But Juris Protocol is your lending borrowing institute coming to Terra Luna Classic. And when it does, when the market makers are enabled, when all the pieces are in place, then remember, Anchor Protocol was the primary motivator behind people moving their money as a safe haven in that bear market last time into the Luna ecosystem, and that could happen again. Now, take that into consideration, but also remember, Do Kwon, he might be pardoned, or charges might be dropped. There's a lot going on here that could really fundamentally and shockingly change the feeling around it. And then let's go a step further. Upbit, which is a Korean exchange, they're going after, I think, a banking license in South Korea. They're expanding South Korea. They're tokenizing stocks for South Korea. Like, guys, you're not paying attention, or at least I don't think you're paying attention to what's really happening behind the curtain. There's a lot of different things being built up right now that's going to lead potentially to an explosive move on Terra Luna Classic. Now, do I know the day it's going to happen? Of course I don't. Do I know, even in the realm of, basically, here's what I can say. The bull market is, first of all, we have to accept that Bitcoin drives everything. We do have, there's micro caps and things like that that will move. However, liquidity rotation is very, very simple. Bitcoin runs up, then it goes into the altcoins as Bitcoin consolidates, and then it goes into the micro caps, and then boom, Bitcoin goes up again. Same thing happens over and over again. Then we go down. We're not always going down in market cap. When we're not going down in market cap, we're in a bull run. There is a capital rotation, right? We are probably at the tail end of that capital rotation right now. It doesn't mean that it will stay that way, but it does mean that that's where we are right now. So this is just full disclosure and being honest with you about where we actually are in the pecking order. So when Bitcoin pops, and Bitcoin will pop, and go to 120, 130,000, something like that. Then a liquidity rotation is going to happen. Major caps are going to get the money first, and then minor caps are going to get it. And we're going to be a minor cap at this point. We're going to be a minor cap. So there is a rotation. It is coming. Now, the other thing is anything could change that. If something is announced that could catch fire, like, for example, Do Kwon having his charges dropped, if something like that happens, then all bets are off because it could just get crazy absolutely that moment. And I think that Do Kwon is going to want to protect one of his babies. So I don't know that we'll see a comment, but I got a feeling that he's going to look in because he's going to want to see exactly how it happened. And he's going to want to make some comments and stuff like that. So prepare yourself because there is something that's going to happen that's going to set this thing alight, okay? Now, Juris Protocol, going to be deep in it. Garuda DeFi, going to be deep in it. You can see here, Garuda DeFi just listed Juris. It's available on their swap. And if you want to provide liquidity for this swap, you can do that as well. And anybody can create can create a pool. So what does that mean? Well, this is their top trending pairs. And by the way, remember, this is kind of new here. Them getting everything out. You've got a new, different pairings, by the way. Cookie, LCM, El Paco, and Burnix. You got a bunch of different things. And by the way, let's not forget, when we look at it from this context, what do we have right now? We have the Terra Classic chain on Garuda DEX, but what are we looking at? We're looking at Solana and BSC coming into this realm at some point. Now, we already know that BSC, that's where Clay is. So having a bridge, or being able to bridge, or being able to trade in a Luna Classic ecosystem, a Cosmos-based ecosystem with a bridge there, probably no small fee. We should probably look at, or I hope that Garuda looks at creating that bridge. And if not, then having multiple chains over here that include Luna Classic is not going to be a bad thing, because remember, when we talk about DEX tools, DEX screener, stuff like that, they don't have Terra Luna Classic integrated. So Garuda does it, then it becomes a premier location to attract new eyes and new investors. And if you are interested, I would suggest that you go to the white paper and really look at what it is. Okay, Garuda DeFi is an automated market maker built on the Terra Classic blockchain, which enables permissionless DeFi features and on-chain order book created by the Garuda Universe Validator. Garuda DeFi offers a few key advantages. It's faster and cheaper, permissionless DeFi, and on-chain order book. So what can I do in Garuda DeFi? You can trade and swap, you can create a pool, and you can provide liquidity. So, and you can create your own token. So remember, we got TerraPump.fun, we've got whatever Happy Caddy Crypto made after me, and trade however you want, wherever you want, but there's a lot of different places out here that you can start to get this stuff done. Now, that is creating the tools to build the ecosystem. Will the ecosystem get built? And I think the answer to that is going to be yes. Now, I do want to say this because I saw this come out, and this was kind of top of the list here, and it was somebody saying over 88% of LUNC's trading volume in the and what they're saying is that it's up 88%, massive interest and strong momentum. Well, that's not true. That's somebody, look, that's somebody just trying to hype it up and stuff like that. We're up 88%. To 12 million. Guys, don't forget, a year ago we were trading 100. Okay, so is there hype? No, there's no hype. There's just an uptick in some trading. Now, if this double and we get an 88% increase on 12.7 million, we're still not going to have the conversation that we're finally getting there, but we're going to look at it and be like, well, you know what? That's a quarter of what the volume is at some point. Now, if we could do that one more day in a row and get up into that 50 million range, then we're talking. That's when we start to see massive burns coming from Binance, and that's what we've been missing for a while. We've been missing those big burns and that interest economy. So maybe we see something happen there, but I don't know. If you see stuff like this, don't forget, like read the signs and be honest. Sometimes I'm going to give you stuff and it sounds manipulative because it's my opinion. This guy's giving you something, it's his opinion. Is it manipulative? Probably. Does he want to trap you in here? Probably not. What he probably wants to do is he wants you to join him in his journey to generational wealth, and he thinks that Luna Classic's going to do it. And he sees a good sign. He's like, hey, you know what? Here we go. The rally is on. We need to look at the data, and we need to see that the data shows that we are actually in that rally. That's what I think we should do. Now, before we go any further, Terra Casino for all of your risk-based gaming needs. Remember, American football is about to start very, very soon. Kickball across the world. Soccer, I'm sorry. Did I say football? Did I say soccer? Did I say kickball? Yeah, whatever you call it, wherever it is. There's wagering available. There's crypto trading. There's casino. Whatever it is that you need. And I'm going to be giving away some money. I'm just getting approval from the team right now. So put your username down below. We're going to be doing some giveaways very, very soon for Terra Casino. If you haven't signed up, I'm giving away free money. It makes no sense if it's 1,500 people or 2,000 people that watch this video on the daily, and I don't have 1,000 or 2,000 signups. Like, what are you doing? I'm giving you free money. Like, I'm giving you. And by the way, maybe not free money, but I'm giving you an opportunity. All you gotta do is a couple spins, whatever it is that you do, and boom, you could potentially have some more money in your pocket. Use that money to buy Terra Luna Classic. It'll go into your wallet. I mean, what are you waiting for? So, sign up today. Also, if you're looking to trade the Believes coin or Believe coin or any coin or token for that matter, go to terraport.finance for all of your needs. And I'm still staking here 14141 Terra. I've already taken out 29 of them that I earned in the yield. I forgot that I had to wait a few more days, so I probably wasted 100 LUNC, which is no big deal, but I probably wasted 100 LUNC doing this because I'm dumb. But when this runs out, we're going to restake it, and we're going to try to earn a little bit more Terra. Maybe we'll buy a little bit more as well. Also, I wanted to show you what I've done. If you remember, I had split, and I had about 6.5 million LUNC, 6.5, and whatever, 38,000 USTC. I've moved it all back over into this. I have 13,350 available right here. Now, it should be noted that I have the Believe token, so that's where the rest of it is, and I am unstaking from Terraport because again, there's something that I got to do. So I'm going to take all of the LUNC that I have into one thing, and then we're going to build from there. I got an idea. I got a strategy. So, but I got to get everything enabled and ready to go. So I'm going to need all the Terra Luna Classic for a few days before I start to redelegate it back. And I'm going to redelegate it back to people who I think are voting in my better interest. Now, no new changes in Commonwealth. I was looking at the Terra chart right here. Looking for a spike, by the way, for Terra. Back up probably to that penny very soon. I think that we've underserved here with this, we've had this downward momentum right here. And the reversal is in, I think, in the markets. And with that, I think that we're probably going to see a surge here, by the way, maybe 2x up here on Terra to start to see it gain a little bit of value. That's what it looks like to me anyway. And I wonder if I can just type this in and say, well, what if I had 11, 4... Yeah, you just pop it in. Okay, so it worked. All right, so again, double. I think that's going to double. I'm a small holder. I'm a minnow in the fish bowl, by the way. And don't forget, this thing has been as high as I want to say 6 cents, maybe 10 cents. Yeah, up as high as 10 cents. So you're talking about a massive, massive, massive move. 61,000 in liquidity right now. I don't know what the market cap is. It's not registering as a market cap for some stupid reason. But again, when this starts to pop, when we start to see some really good movement here, then that's when I think this whole thing is just really going to start paying off. So pay attention to the sign. Okay, back to the validators. All nodes is growing, by the way. I don't like that, but I don't have any reason to hate. Just for full disclosure here. I think that's fine. Look, I don't like the fact that all nodes made a no vote on the Terraport thing. I don't like the fact that all nodes sometimes votes in what I think is not my interest, but my interest is just you. I don't care about the Vegas node validator, the Orion validator, the KuCoin validator, Happy Caddy Crypto. I don't care about that's not who I care about. You and your wallet. I want to see your wallet. I want to see my wallet continue to pump. And I don't think that they always vote in that regard. I think they vote based on, again, they're ill-informed many times when they step in and they make these votes. So it's not that I don't trust them. I just don't think that they're the best actor. And I think that they have too much control, representing 13% of voting power. Vegas is basically our best hope at this point to shut them down and silence them. And by the way, just so you guys know, one of the things that I was saying before is that these guys are making money. Just so you know, you can go over here to D right there and highlight it, and it tells you that Garuda, or all nodes, makes validator income. They make $9,165 a month. If you think paying them $9,165 a month in Luna Classic for them to sell on the open market is helping, you're misinformed. Now, Vegas is going to be making $3,985. He just got this stake, by the way. Orion, $2,193. KuCoin, $1,789. Happy Caddy Crypto, $1,018. Now remember, Happy Caddy Crypto at one point, not that long ago, had a little bit more, so it's a little bit higher. But he's making $1,000 a month. I think he should be doing something for that. LUNC Live, you can see how much they make, $877 a month. Interstake 1, $1,197. But imagine it used to be $2,300. before everybody undelegated moved on to a validator who's going to vote their conscience. This is the cost, by the way. This is the cost interstake of you taking sides and not voting objectively. Just for full clarity and full disclosure, Interstellar is now at 17. They've lost 34. Their number, we could, by the way, we could just go right here and look at $118 a month at that 17 billion. Originally, it was probably 300 or 400. Now remember, what was it like at 50 billion in staking right there? 1,789. They've lost a bunch. They have lost a ton, and I couldn't be happier. When you vote against the people, you guys, when you vote against you guys, then that's where I have the problem. Okay, so I'm glad that they're not making the money. And I don't apologize for that either. It's my opinion. All right, so let's look at the chart. The market's up about $20 billion on the day. We had a nice pump yesterday, but when I say nice pump, like I gotta say, like nothing's impressive at this point. Like if you want to impress me at this point, we need to get up to this 407 level. Now, here's what I want to show you though. The last time we flipped bullish, meaning we got the golden cross. The last time we got that golden cross was right here. From the golden cross to the top was 100%, roughly 100. The last time we got the golden cross over here, right there to the top right there was 250%. So it would stand to reason that we're going to get a nice little pump. And here, let me show you something ironic here. If we get the golden cross, probably going to happen right about here in a couple days, and then boom, 100% from there. Guess what? 3 zeros, 1296. Exactly where I told you guys we're probably headed. So I'm not telling you that it's going to happen, but I'm telling you all the pieces are lined up right now for a 2x, for 100% rip, for a big move. So will it sustain? It's going to be complicated. But we got the 200 MA coming down. We've got the 50 starting to round out, which means that we're going sideways. When we do that, when we find our range here and we come down, then guess what happens? Boom, it starts to reverse. And then, and to be fair, like if you look at it from this context, we had this downward momentum, then we had some sideways tiny pump action, then we came back down, and then boom, started to take off, right? Well, guess what's happening over here? Same thing. We got the sideways action. We got the little retest right there. Now we're coming back down, and then boom, we start to go up. So, and that really looks like that's what happened with the market the last time we got into this realm. So what we're looking at right now is we're looking for Bitcoin to take off. When Bitcoin takes off, then the rest of the market takes off with it. Now, again, we're going to be third in that rotation in my estimation. I don't think that we're going to be major. I don't think we're going to get that major altcoin money. I think we're going to get that mid-cap altcoin money. So, you know, we got a little bit of time. You have some accumulation opportunity right now, but you know, at the end of the day, there is going to be a big reckoning here. And again, I expect us to be very, very surprised with some stuff that happens with Duquan pretty soon, or what happens in South Korea pretty soon, or even what happens in China. Remember, China just opened up so that one of its major companies can now add Bitcoin to its order books, which means that China is now in the Bitcoin game. Game theory is starting to play out. So volume, again, we talked about this, is up 88% to 12 million. That's not a huge number. Let's not feather in the cap on that. USTC volume up again, a little bit of volume increase. That's just retail, maybe probably entering, trying to get a sniff, trying to figure out whether the market's getting ready to move or not. So we'll see what happens there. 582 million in burns. Remember yesterday was pretty bad. Ended up being 77 billion. We could do that every day. That would be very, very nice. It's not enough, but I mean, I'll take it compared to what were the day before. 17 million, 8 million, 27 million. Today, 9 million. So, getting those large burns to coincide with Binance, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So we did all this, by the way, without even talking about what's going on with Redline Drifter and what's going on with the LSD token, which I'm going to refuse to call it the STD. But USTD is in the pipeline, could be a game changer. So, guys, again, all the pieces are starting to line up. Like, what do you need? Well, you need a lender. You got it in Juris. It's not live yet, but it's getting there. You need DeFi swaps. You got Terraport. You got Garuda. You've got what you need. You need to make your own meme coins. You got TerraPump.fun. And you got LUNCPump.fun. You want to play some video games? You got LUNC coming. You've got that 1945 game. And by the way, can we get Rocket Defense? Like, what is going on here? Like, I used to play Rocket Defense in the morning before I did this show, and they took it down about January so that he could start to build it a little bit more. And now it's time. I'm ready to play some Rocket Defense because I was having a fantastic time with that game. So, but that's not all. There's more. And as a matter of fact, got my own private chat over here. We've got these are the things that are being built around here. We've got Selenium. You might be saying to yourself, what about what is Selenium? I don't understand what Selenium is. Well, let me simplify that for you. Selenium is where you're going to go to trade your real world assets. This is where you're going to go to be able to trade stocks, to be able to engage in real world transactions. Selenium is the protocol for that. Now, Juris, Garuda DEX, Selenium, Terraport. Guys, the ecosystem is being built. What else do we have? We've got the Frag game. We've got Rocket Defense. We've got Air Force LUNC. There's Miata, which is out. By the way, some of these Galactic Shift, some of these games, they're in test. Like I'm in a test right now with Galactic Shift. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot happening that you guys are not seeing or that we're not, pushing out at you constantly. But there's a lot happening, and guess what? This is an attention economy. When the attention starts to get paid, when the attention starts to get, I don't know the word for it, when the attention starts to turn our way, then guess what? People are going to like what they see. It's going to be basic, but they're going to like what they see, and that's going to lead to some appreciation in this price. I'm confident. I guarantee it. I'm not a financial advisor, so you can't take my word for it when it comes to finance. You have to do your own research. You have to figure out what's best for you. If you decide you want to learn how to build some triceps or something like that, hey, I'm your guy. You want to learn when exactly the market's going to absolutely parabolically explode? I don't know. I'm guessing like everybody else. I'm a better guesser. That's why I'm always right, but I'm still just guessing, just like any and everybody else. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let's figure this out. And by the way, you can also do it with the bicep if you're the bicep. I'm not a big bicep guy. It's about the tricep hanging down right there. You want that because that's the muscle. That's how you lift weight. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my time. Thank you guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Remember, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right.